am live right now
Nice.
with Nikita, right? That's your name.
Yes, my name is Nikita Rykov.
That's very nice name. Is
Mhm.
it is it Ukrainian? Nikita is
Yes,
Ukrainian
it's
name? Yeah.
Mykita Rykov.
Yeah. Um how old are you? I don't know if I ever asked you.
Mm?
How old are you?
I am actually 19 or less, or I don't know.
Wow.
Mentally, I will be
Mentally.
always child. Yes,
Okay. But the official age is 19 or is more?
smaller,
Smaller.
18.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow. That's really impressive considering how much work you do.
I don't do much
And
work to be honest. There are like people who did a lot more work than lot much, a lot much. Yeah.
well, I can tell you when I was your age, I was smoking cigarettes.
Mm.
Uh, I was drinking cheap wine
Hmm.
and didn't know what to do in life, and I was unemployed and didn't have any income. So I think you are doing very well. Um, I wanted to be filmmaker when I was your age, but it didn't work
Mm.
out. So how long you were working developer job already?
Oh, I think it was science, not JS6. I don't think I remember exact date in years, but it was science, not JS6.
Hmm.
I can
And
look through releases and find
yeah,
out.
yeah,
But as
uh,
developer, I'm really old,
yeah.
not
It
in
it.
as my body and my mental state.
I do think like this is why I think many people misjudged you with the osmosis hold because
Mm.
many people thought you are some crazy evil guy,
Mm.
but I
But I am.
believed you are. Well, I think you're quite normal. I spoke to you, and you are a very sensible guy. But my feeling was mainly that just it's due to your age that you simply didn't think about this as this something bad, right? So like everyone is immature in certain way, but I
I
don't
think
think you are a bad guy.
I think it even wasn't something bad. I think it's mostly developers' fault because
Yeah,
I reported this issue like months ago, but after I reported it, I didn't get any updates on it. But I got front-end refactor, I got things like token factory, all other things, and they just simply didn't give a fuck on like issues
yeah,
that is possible to hold full chain. And the most fancy thing that even after it happened, people judge me not because I like halted it and didn't report it. They judge me because I spent developer time that could be spent on developing new awesome features.
yeah. So like let's get to let's address the Juno hold at first, because I think this is like why mainly people would be checking this. So like as you said, the previously you said to developers that there is the way to halt Juno chain by
By
deploying
what?
a lot of incentives,
The
right?
no, it's I think you're messing up with osmosis. You said about Juno.
Oh, yeah, like sorry, osmosis by
Yes.
deploying a lot of new epoch rewards, right?
Yes.
In simple words, and they ignored you.
They said, "Oh yeah, it might be problem," but in fact they did only like things that uh, didn't fix it at all, like just
So with
features.
that, you decided to show them that it could be the problem,
Yes.
and you. but it didn't
I did
work.
show it. I did show it successfully. I of course took reputation harm, but I did fix it. I'm proud
Yes.
of myself.
So, did they fix the issues now and prevent
Yes,
such an?
with 11th upgrade, they introduced fee for gauges that kinda made it not so cheap to do
Yeah.
such attack.
And is it's thanks to you?
Yes,
Okay.
I
Did you
took
get
their
some?
developer time and like uh, re readdressed it. That's why people hate me now because they could spend it on new awesome features.
What, like, come on, that's not that much time, I would assume, and there is like, that's important thing to fix it. I think the security of the chain, right?
Mhm.
Did you receive some grant for bringing that to attention?
I wish. I highly wish.
Yeah, like, look, people ask you, like, my people are not angry with you. Like, you didn't receive a single Osmo for this, even though you showed that there is serious security issues on Osmosis, right? Um,
I I think I received a negative grant of $20 that I spent for this attack.
and but like, I want to, because that was the one example. But I heard people dislike you for many other activities as well. You are known on Kerberos or Cerberus and
Yeah,
Chihuahua chain as well, right?
right.
And like, why the people dislike you there?
Because I created some proposals on chain, and people instead of like fixing it, increasing deposit, they decided to just like attack me for this.
Right, right. Like, I
Well,
I even spe-
they increased the deposit, but I think it didn't help much when economy of chain is falling down. And yes,
yeah. I wonder, like, because look, you are surely like very clever person, right? But your actions are making people angry. Did you think that if you would change the approach and change the way you communicate, you would be actually like achieve more? If you know what I mean.
um, I think I'm already doing this, but kind of for another communities, not for
Hmm.
like Cerberus, Huahua, and such coins that where the main utility is to extract value from it.
Yeah. Which chains you work on?
I mostly work on Handshake or Reef and other chains that really value decentralization over like this all crypto hype.
Yeah. That's really good start. Like, you told me something recently, you told me that you are quite tired of the Cosmos community,
Yeah.
and you think even of leaving that community, right? Like, that you um I think you are maybe even tired with like proof of stake chains. What's the problem with Cosmos community?
Well, no, I'm not tired of proof of stake chains. It's mostly like DAO problem where everyone is messing up and tries to push his view, in most cases incorrect view, to others. Uh,
Yeah,
and sometimes even breaks initial state that was mm, supposed to be in chain. For example, recent incident with echelon blockchain. You can of course say, "Oh no, shit chain, get out of there." But come on, they were just requesting regular incentive matching from Osmosis. It's even written in specs of Osmosis, so it's not
Yeah,
that such a reason to hate this chain just for request of incentives. You can hate like Evmos for such reason or Juno.
yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah, that's really good point. I don't follow this Echelon. I think what people were concerned that the founder of Echelon is a scammer, right? Like, not sure if you saw uh, this tweets that he's actually known for being a scammer or something like this. Did you
I
see that?
think he just got uh, very nervous after all this situation, and he stopped keeping himself at his hands and started shit talking. And this approach is more for scammers, not for like good people who really
Yeah.
want to improve
I
ecosystem.
mean, but yeah, like he was like, but he already launched few projects that he ranked or something like this. I'm not fully aware, but this is fair point. I didn't really speak about the echelon because I don't know the situation. I understand if someone is judged on the past actions, but it should not be judged based on just requesting the matching incentives because the like
Yes.
everyone was blaming that it's immoral for them to ask for matching incentives. But when you go back in time and you see what Osmosis were doing with matching incentives in the bull run, was half of them were scams. Like
Yes, it even
wait,
matched the incentives for Cerberus and other
did
chains that
this
were
Cerberus
removed
got matching incentives
later.
as well?
Cerberus got incentives, but they were
Yeah.
removed later with proposal.
Yeah, and that's not only one example. I think the other one, not to cheat against Neta DAO, but Neta was just like empty token. Not sure if you were aware.
I'm aware.
Uh, and
Like
they got
Elon,
matching
but from
incentives.
Juno.
Yeah, like, but why would you match incentives on that? Like, like what? It doesn't do anything. So the Osmosis was very happy to waste that money. I think just because they are like, hey, you are our guy, we are friends with you. But as
Hmm.
long as someone come that we don't like, we are just going to do witch hunt on you, isn't it? So
Yeah. Also,
the, mhm.
I don't support this uh, assigning of scam projects to Echelon's founder because it's easy to assign something that person didn't do to actual to really the person.
Yeah, but
I was assigned with much Telegram names that I don't know did discriminate each other and like other things just because like I'm bad and they are bad and
yeah,
it like join it and now we can say, oh, I am this bad guy who sends discriminating messages in chat. So I think same could be with echelon founder.
yeah. That's really like that. That's the thing to annoys me. And I think this is the problem with all of these communities, right? Osmo, Juno, I think Cosmos itself as the main hub is a little bit of less and discriminatory.
Hmm.
But when and this was the problem with you. I'm not sure if you remember when you tried to when I actually could we say I stab you in the back because you told me you are going to hold Osmo today, and I said that to Jacob. I kind of stabbed you. Uh,
Well, it's actually your fault. You allowed me to halt Osmo. So you're
Yeah,
the truth halter of Osmo, not me.
yeah, and then I just stab you in the back and just and got the praise for exposing that.
Mm.
But it wasn't my intention. I just like I got confused because I thought like you are going to come live, speak about possibility, and then like hopefully we can address that, and then maybe you do this, and this like came at the surprise, and just I felt
Well,
yeah.
it was great showcase that didn't hurt chain much, but just did 5 minute halt that
Yeah,
made devs fix this issue.
yeah, it just made the epoch a little bit longer. But
Yeah.
with that, like something that happened there, there was this Cosmos diver or something like this. He actually tweeted your city of origin and your name,
Yes, I
which
think
is
he found it
absolutely,
in GitHub.
yeah, but this is absolutely dismoral and disgusting
Yeah.
behavior. Like you can't do it. Like no matter what other person did, you just cannot do it. So like whoever engage in this sort of behavior, like I would be like, hey, that's fucked up thing to do. And I noticed the communities, and that would include Juno community and many others, engaging in this behavior that without proving anything, they would establish that someone is bad. And I'm not sure if you followed the previous Juno proposals and like Juno well and establishing
I
of the
followed
kind of
it, but I didn't comment something. I just watched all
yeah.
your videos and
Yeah, so
Mm,
so up to today, everyone thinks that Takumi, which was person in question, is the gangster, some like scammer and stuff like this. But officially, based on like what I tried to research, no one could find any proofs yet. But everyone is happy to accuse, which is major issue with the DAOs because people jump to conclusion, right? So
mhm.
and I think
Yeah,
other yeah
I think the main issue with DAOs is that the first one who spreads like food, this one wins because
yeah
more people think so and continue to spread this food.
that's really good point because the first person who started the rhetoric of Prop 16, this rhetoric won because once you change the message later, they were like, "Oh no, it's a bribe now." The first one is the truth. Um, but do people should learn that the first one might be just the lie and not true? With that, what do you think of DAO DAO? Have you played with it?
Yes, I played with it. For now, it's like standard platform for DAOs on Juno. Uh, I don't like what they're doing right now, where they're moving for tokenization and taking fees maybe for from DAOs and things like that. I more like Burton's concept where he wants to uh, transform DAO to
Make sure
uh,
you're allowed to say like I don't know, but I think it's no
no,
secret, right?
I
Like
think it's public information. It's not
okay.
something I should
Hmm.
hide. He wants to transform DAO to tool set for community that will be easy to use for everyone. So like give them chat, give them platform for meetings, give them
Hmm.
democracy like uh, solution, give them treasury, what is DAO right now, uh, and things like that. So basically, think for communication, like Google, but in the decentralized web.
Hmm. Can you tell me what are the like because I don't I think maybe it's great that they made the token because I received 612 tokens uh for for being the sheet poster. I believe I
Mm.
deserve more. But So what is the problem with the current system? Like that they establish DAO that will manage DAO.
I think the problem is centralization around this DAO, so that all DAOs depend on this DAO and
Mm-hmm.
pay fees to it and other things. Uh, Barton's vision and my vision will make it possible to deploy DAOs to any possible platform, maybe secret network, Juno. It will be not a platform, but tool set for people, for communities.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not centralized at all.
So you think the fact that having tokens and the DAO that manage DAO, it should not exist?
Yes,
So with that, the DAO should be like completely open source and free of the governance. So you cannot govern and you cannot, right? This
yes.
is
Because each community should be like sovereign and any other DAO should interrupt it.
so with that, the fact that the DAO and they have the constitution that
Yes.
says something, this is the problem because it made it centralized entity, you think, and it should be
Yes.
like open, a completely open source platform that everyone can come and do whatever they want.
Hmm.
Um,
It's
but don't
like
you think? Mhm.
running Osmosis and Juno, not own like networks, blockchains, but directly in Cosmos Hub. So Cosmos Hub governs Juno and other networks. It shouldn't exist.
Mhm. Why do you think why they created token?
I think mostly because they reached their limit of what can current platform do, and they're like experimenting. But I'm not having this DAO platform. I'm just it's my just my thoughts, and I
Yeah.
don't know real reasons why did they do so.
Hmm. Um. But I'm trying to. Oh, someone says easy exit. Oh yeah. I
Mm,
don't think it's for the exit. I actually think there's like good people there, so I don't think that's the point. I think this is attempt to turn it into company,
yes,
because
to
DAOs are
monetize it.
essentially, yeah. So, but if they would not create the token, right?
Mhm.
How, I wonder if you have any thoughts how you could monetize the platform like DAO.
I think only grants and uh, donations, maybe something like that, but not directly token.
So, a Wikipedia model that survive on the grants.
Yes,
Okay, wouldn't that slow down the development? Because the Wikipedia often suffer with being underfinanced, right? But if you
yes.
create the DAO, you can actually extract massive value because you don't know how the people will speculate on tokenomics. So if they speculate on like and move the DAO to valuation of 1 billion, and suddenly there is in treasury 70%, they have like 700 million in the treasury, right?
Hmm.
So it makes it more efficient in financing. Is there any other ways that you could finance it better without token?
I think grants work well in crypto, especially because in crypto, people who use it, they actually have money and they actually give it to developers. In Wikipedia, it not works because people just go and read, and most of them don't have that money, or they just don't donate. They think that there is enough donations, but in platforms like crypto, I think most people are more generous than
Yeah.
in not non-crypto in Web 2.
So I wonder, do you think it could work if there would be no DAO for DAO, but there would be these communities, and the communities would create their own DAOs. So the community would create a grant DAO, and this DAO would be community driven for the grants of DAO. And all the other DAOs could impose the tax on their DAO to actually move funds to grant DAO. Or this is also bad idea.
Oh, this idea actually can work. Yes,
Hmm.
I think it can work, but with only one requirement. This Grand DAO shouldn't put requirements for other DAOs, or it will become just current DAO, 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 DAO,
Yeah,
DAO.
yeah. So the requirements are bad always.
Yes,
If you
because
require validator,
it
mhm,
forces other DAOs to do something.
yeah, which is it's the certain form of dictatorship, isn't it?
Yes,
like
money
in like
dictatorship.
yeah, you always do something. So what about the requiring 5% minimum validator fee? That's also a form of dictatorship, isn't it?
It's I think it will not stop real 0% fees. Like you can always just watch claim transactions and just send this 5% back. But it's good because it will stop people who just go to wallet and select validator who gives the highest APR.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that could be good solution. But as you say, like there could be the validator who still offers 0%. So for example, I could establish website
Mhm.
and I could claim you will receive back 5% commission with the claim process on this page, right? But on the chain, I would offer 5%. That could be done easily.
Yes, but I think
Mm.
it's not a problem because these people who just go in wallet to stake to the most to validator who will give them the most,
Yeah,
they don't look for such sites or such
yeah,
validators. Yes.
yeah. Do you have some Juno or Atoms or
No,
Nomic? You don't.
I have raw ones, many
Okay,
raw
too bad.
ones.
I would ask you to delegate to Don Kryptonium. I struggle a lot with this. I'm on the bottom everywhere. Even now on
Yeah.
Nomic, they said they said to undelegate from top validators, which by the way, I was the first one to say because I got that hint from the mat. And I drop in the ranking. People don't delegate to me. So
I
um
remember you had interview with Fish Steak where they actively promote undelegating from them and delegating to lower validators.
yeah, yeah, the Dimi, he worked at the Steakfish,
Yes,
right?
Fish Steak,
Mm.
Steak Fish.
Look, there's the Awaya saying, what's your view on the true decentralization enabling money laundering, like Tornado Cash?
I think that true decentralization should happen to achieve what we had 1 century ago, where when we only had paper cash that we exchanged P2P, and no one could see our transactions. And I think if back then people didn't um, fall with this strategy, then in true then in digital variant it will not fail to.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Tornado Cash is not a bad thing. It's just unfairly, I think, closed by states, and um, it it was a very striking example of bad decentralization because they say that it's fully decentralized, but right now I can't access Tornado Cash and I can't do anything with it. So we should notice errors that Tornado Cash did and not let our projects to to die like it, because we should do it really in really decentralized way when nothing can stop it. Not governments, not any forces, not circle which throwing USDC and
Yeah.
anything.
By the way, it like many people thought like there was few discussions for past few months that developers at Tornado Cash might get arrested, and I'm quite surprised seeing the on Twitter suddenly everyone is surprised,
Hmm.
but it was like very obvious it's gonna happen because
Of
it's not
course,
the first time it happens. Like United States has the laws that allows this, and they were
yes,
doing this before for many people who engage who provide the tools for doing criminal activity, which is bad, right? Because like I mean like you don't want to stop it, but they have that laws, like they always were doing this, like Silk Road before, which
yeah,
is do you know the case of Ross Ulbricht?
no, but I will
so
learn it.
so he was the founder of the Silk Road, right? and
Mhm.
and I'm not sure all the crimes, but he was also accused of uh uh, uh trying to hire person to kill someone, and many people think that he's also in the prison for that. He's not for that. He's strictly in prison for actually running Silk Road, right? So like
Mhm.
this was the most extreme example, but there were more people you know arrested for this kind of activities. Do you think
It,
if you Mhm.
it's easy to find reason to put person in jail while if you really have something to arrest him for, but it's not in loves, you can just find
Mhm.
another law and like push him in
Yeah,
jail just for another love.
so
In the end,
how
he anyway sits in prison, and no matters what's written on the paper.
you could avoid getting arrested by building the decentralized money laundering machines? Like would it be like does it have to be, I don't know, proof of work in this case, or um I don't know how could it how could it work to actually provide security for the developers who build that?
I think we can just, we already have such examples. Bitcoin dev Satoshi Nakamoto didn't get arrested, and Torchain devs. Torchain is like chain, but it's mostly bridge, and it allows withdrawing and swapping to anonymous coins like XMR and Zcash,
Hmm.
as I think, too. So so they could get arrested because they allow this opportunity, but they still stay pseudonymous, and that's why I think they're safe.
Mm. By the way, good point that without Silk Road, maybe Bitcoin wouldn't be there. I think Silk Road contributed a lot to the early adaptation of Silk Road was actually marketplace, if you're not aware, on
Black
uh,
market.
uh, yeah, that was the black market, and it actually started like I think it contributed a lot to Bitcoin becoming getting some first attention. Um.
Yes, I think I have. I'm mostly from Russian Ukrainian community, and Silk Road wasn't that popular here. There was another platform called Hydra,
Mhm,
where people could sell like drugs and other stuff.
mhm,
Um, and I think it really committed to popularization of Bitcoin, because if such platforms use Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and they can avoid arresting by using it, then people are can be not worried about that they will be arrested. So
Yeah,
even if Hydra devs didn't go to prison because of using Bitcoin, then I will not go to prison too, even if I just like avoid fees or something like that.
yeah. Um, I think what Satoshi did was very clever. Maybe he predicted that if he stay, he could be arrested one day. So
Yes,
maybe the key is to create a product anonymously and just leave and never touch it again and leave it for others. So you
yes.
have nothing to, right? There is um but could it be proof of stake? Like if you build these
It
tools, does Mhm.
it can be proof of stake. It's of course can be proof of stake because Torchain is proof of stake. Their developers stay pseudonymous still.
Yeah, but there is the potential danger that the validators could be exposed one day and arrested for supporting the network.
There is potential danger that proof of work miners can be forced to stop their nodes or act badly in network because it's really easy to find mining data centers. In China, they all found almost all mining data centers and closed it. So
Yeah,
I think it's not really the point. Proof of work or proof of stake is it?
yeah. What do you think will be? Did China shoot their own feet by doing this move of like banning
Uh,
cryptocurrency and mining?
I think they did this move to to have better control over their nation
Yeah,
because
but
cryptocurrency is very dangerous for them. You can't very easily block it. You can't block transfers. You can't block storing data. And
do you think it will be beneficial for the future economically? Or it will be the negative, it will have negative impact on the China and its economy and interaction with the world.
I think it's good for their local economy, but it's bad for them in like worldwide space.
So you think they're gonna be left behind and the more
I
world.
think their isolation just will grow, and uh, it will it will be more strong after blocking cryptocurrencies.
And do you think the US will adapt, and what will be the place that will support blockchain?
I think the US will try to somehow allow projects that are not anonymous that they can control. So it will just become like stock, but in blockchain. Uh, and I think that they will try to block really decentralized coins and anonymous coins like Zcash. They they asked exchanges to unlist it, and they successfully unlisted the cash. And I think if not US, then the cash would be in top five coins.
Oh, that's I actually like Zcash. I was owning it because I do like Zuko. I think he's like quite interesting guy, but I didn't know the US blocked Zcash because I thought Zcash comply quite a lot despite being anonymous, isn't it?
I think US didn't block the cache and will not try to block it because they will simply fail in blocking the
Right,
cache.
so
It's
just
very
unleased from the
decentralized.
exchanges.
Yes, so they just asked the exchanges to unlist it to not let people buy or sell it so easily, and that's how they try to
Yeah,
not let
yeah,
people use it and
yeah.
use less anonymous chain like Bitcoin, where you send it to Coinbase and then you need to fill form. Why are you which traveling it, why you selling it, and where did these coins go from.
Yeah. What do you think? Which countries will be doing good supporting the blockchain economy?
I think small countries that will benefit from crypto people, like maybe African countries, maybe small European countries, maybe
Hmm.
Ukraine,
Yeah. Which city you from? I forgot.
Kharkiv.
Oh, Kharkiv. Let
Yes,
me just let me check it a little bit on the map. It's quite big, right? Kharkiv is quite big.
yes, it's
It's
it's around Kiev, like
the size
by
you mean
size.
around
Yes,
Kiev,
by
but it's
size.
like oh, it's very. Is Russian main language there dominant? Like
Yes,
right, and your first language is Russian
yes.
or Ukraine? So, so
Both,
but you also
both.
speak.
To be honest, both. Ukrainian and Russian. I
Yeah,
sometimes speak
yeah,
Ukrainian, sometimes Russian. Lately, I speak mostly Ukrainian and English because I kinda dislike
yeah.
Russian
Uh, and in Kharkiv, is most people pro Russia or against Russia?
against Russia because they
Yeah,
face it with Russian invasion firstly, and they are even they hate Russia even more than people
right.
in Lviv or other
Yeah, yeah,
Western
yeah, yeah.
Ukraine.
Yeah, but there are cities in Ukraine that actually are kind of pro-Russia, right? Like the some of them, no?
Uh,
Few,
I
or
think
maybe minorities, like some people do support, right?
uh,
Or
I
not?
think it's mostly Luhansk and Donetsk because
Yeah, yeah,
in these cities, people who actually supported Ukraine and didn't want Russia to take it over, they already moved out of these cities, and
yeah,
only people who support Russia left there.
yeah, yeah. Have you always lived in Kharkiv?
Yes, I was born there and I was grown there.
Yeah,
It's very sad
yeah,
that I'm forced to move away.
yeah. Is it nice there? Nice city, would you say?
In Kharkiv, I think yes, it was very nice. It was very beautiful city. Uh,
Mm-hmm. And right now, where exactly are you? Which city? Because you escaped, right?
yes, I'm in Tallinn, Estonia.
Yeah. And how
Who,
do you like? Hmm.
if somebody from chat listens me and he's from Estonia, Tallinn, please write to my Twitter. We will, I don't know, talk about decentralization
I will
in real
do.
life.
I will share it. How do you like Estonia? Is it?
In Estonia, it's beautiful, but it's smaller than in Ukraine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like smaller
Um.
communities, smaller opportunities, maybe. No, opportunities are currently bigger because it's EU, but uh, buildings are more like in Kiev than in Kharkiv. Yeah.
Right. But Estonia is very good. It's very developed. The internet, right? Like the tech companies are quite big in Estonia, isn't it?
Yes, tech companies are big there, but I think they're not commit much to Estonia.
Right.
By the way,
Right.
Sentinel, from what I think, or Sentinel around company, DVPN, uh, one of I think client developers who develop clients for DVPN. I think they're based in Estonia.
Yeah, Estonia has a lot of like Skype is from Estonia. Does anyone, by the way, I don't know if anyone uses Skype still, but Skype is from Estonia. Some really cool companies
Yeah.
come from there. And up there, Finland is also very supportive. Like it was also on the forefront of the technology. at some point. But you said to me before you want to go back to Ukraine, right?
Hmm.
And this is like, but you do you want to go back to Ukraine if you would have better opportunities abroad?
What do you mean by better opportunities?
Hmm,
Like job?
let's say better. Let's say the like basic stuff like groceries, roads, um the kind of the lifestyle. Maybe I actually don't know the lifestyle in Kharkiv, right?
Hmm.
But I wonder if you so attached to Kharkiv that you really like that's only one place you see yourself living.
I think after war finishes, uh, more investments will come to
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine and to Kharkiv, and people like other countries and other people, including me, if bull season will come and I will have much money,
Yeah.
um, then we will probably invest in Ukraine, and it will be not that bad as right
Mm-hmm.
after war.
So you convinced Russia is gonna lose?
Of course, it's gonna lose because they hoped to take over Kiev and other cities for 3 days, and now they're going back to protecting Donetsk and Lugansk. Uh, and I don't think they will win this battle. Only if
Mm-hmm.
they um, try to manipulate Europe with their gas
Yeah.
and other energy resources.
I think Europe is stupid letting themselves to this point. And I think especially Germany, like I always thought like not sure like I always thought the Germany is like the really great, you know. Um
I thought
but
too.
I learned they are idiots. Um I'm sorry for saying that, but for years people were telling them like you rely too much on Russia gas, you shouldn't close your nuclear powers, while the Germany was like laughing at them, shooting their nuclear powers, saying people they need to close the coal mining because it's bad, and also shooting their own coal mining, and now they ended up in spot where they have trouble. At the same time, they were building the Nord Stream 2, which would allow Russia to ship gas directly to Germany, not using Ukraine, which also allows Russia to attack Ukraine, right? Like
Yeah.
I mean like so I really like the Germany lost a lot in my eyes in like recent months, and I didn't see it before of what they do. So I don't which countries you hate the most?
Um, I think this African country that's called Eritrea
Uh
or something like that.
Eritrea. Yeah.
Yeah, Eritrea. They I think just don't have another option than to like support Russia, or they will suffer a lot. Also,
Hmm.
I think mm, in Syria people are mostly pro-Russians.
Yeah. Yeah. There are
In Germany, there is just bad politicians that didn't listen to uh, others' opinion about diversification of their energy
mhm.
resources.
Yeah. Um we were talking a little bit about bridges, right? Before you
Yeah.
you are deeply interested into bridges. Um I want to you told me before, if you don't mind speaking of that, I actually had the the interview with the person from the Secret Labs, and you said Secret is very unsecure.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why Secret Network is very unsecure network?
Firstly, in my opinion, their breach, secret breach,
Mm-hmm.
is like Horizon, but name it secret breach. So they have still these five validators that operate wall breach, and if three of them will be hacked, in case of Horizon there was two, um, if three of them will be hacked or they will just tell to each other to do something with it
Mm-hmm.
and coordinate on it. If it will happen, then all money that secret have in these networks has breached. All money will go to pockets of attackers and
Mm-hmm.
mm, people who exploited it. Also, there is such thing as viewing keys in secret network, and they
Mm-hmm.
think it will somehow protect user data. But the thing is that validators still see it, and if I run some validator nodes and get into somewhere to top, I will
Mm-hmm.
see this viewing case and I will freely leak it to internet and nobody will know who did it because
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to identify who leaked viewing keys.
Yeah.
That's why it's
Are you?
kind of insecure and they should
Yeah.
do something with it.
Are you saying that secret is shit?
Not that secret is shit. I think concept of anonymous network on Cosmos is great, and Penumbra gets it, uh, but realization is pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. Um, not sure if you watch my last secret, the interview with the Asaf. I did talk, like I did said because of you about
Mhm.
they bridge tech, and he said they gonna change to Axelar. I think. Not sure if
I
you.
think XLR stop. I think their advantage is that they can breach assets from like Binance Smart Chain and other chains
Mm-hmm.
like Monero. I don't think that XLR allows bridging XMR to Cosmos and other chains that
Oh,
it simply not supports and secret bridge supports.
so you say the Axelar is not the best, too,
I don't
or
say that Axelar is not best. I say it's best, but it not has such so many chains as Secret Breach has, and that they will try to breach. So they
right,
have
right.
giant amounts of XMR,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't just bridge it through XLR because they
Yeah,
simply don't have support of XMR.
yeah. Um, and there is other bridge I think that you like, which is Nomic bridge, right?
Yeah, I like it so much.
Or is it the best bridge on Cosmos? Can you tell me
By concept and tech, yes. By
hmm
tokenomics, no.
why? Why? So
Uh,
tell me. Let's say first why the concept of Nomic bridge is the best.
because it utilizes side chains in best way, in decentralized way, where there is no fixed set of five validators that control all things,
Hmm
and anybody can just join network and relay this transactions through their
hmm
node. Yeah,
And why the tokenomic of Nomic is bad?
it's very unclear. Firstly, people who received airdrop had very huge APR,
Hmm
and people who staked it, these people and compounded it, these people got much norm. People who didn't stake it, they didn't get much norm. Uh, Also, many people didn't claim airdrops. And second airdrop, I don't know much about it, but I think they launched their. The main problem is they launched their own token much before release, like year before already. I don't know
I
exact dates, but yes.
I thought it's very good. I thought it's very good because the token they didn't make it tradable. So what it created, for example, and people like me engage with the network via compounding and being aware of that, right? So those people who receive the airdrop and who compound it are the first early adapters of it. That's how I view it, right? How, how you think they could make it better?
I think they could just launch token later and uh, not give so big a pair to people.
Hmm.
Because currently inflation is overall good, but high inflation is bad,
Yeah, but
hyperinflation.
I mean, it doesn't affect anything because it's not tradable, right? So it doesn't affect price action or anything. And I think once the Nomic launches, the APR will be much lower. It should be probably below even 200%. Like it's still very high, but I think it will drop a lot. Uh, and within 1 year, it will be like tiered in, so it will be much less. Um, but yeah, I'm sure there will be much conversations on tokenomics. I think we still didn't find the best tokenomics for the chains for all the chains that exist, and I think we will be adjusting them in the future. Um, so considering the nomic is the your favorite bridge, can you do anything in Rust or no?
Uh, I can, but I highly don't like it. I'm mostly JavaScript developer, soy boy among developers who prefers convenient tools over Rust and things like that.
Yeah, that's very interesting. you know Many people like is always hyped about the new stuff, and you are like with JavaScript. So
Yeah, because if you ask these people who are hyped about new stuff in Rust and in other languages like that, and uh, if you just ask them if they can actually code something in Rust, like smart contract, I think the answer will be no.
hmm
But JavaScript, I think if they learn enough, if they try enough, they will be able
hmm
to write something and contribute to ecosystems.
yeah.
So that's
um
one of the reasons why Juno Network didn't get much ecosystem projects. In fact, there is much people and much developers, but it seems easier to develop on Stilia, on other smart contract languages than on Cosm Wasm.
so you think maybe Agoric will be better?
Yes, I think so.
hmm
Also, they
you
have
know
great tokenomics with pretty low but stable inflation,
hmm
mm, 5%. That's why I
yeah.
like Agoric too.
So you by the way, we can maybe clip it later. You can if you want.
Mm.
You are very much into bridges.
Yeah.
There is the general consensus that bridges are not secure. Do you agree with that consensus?
Uh, I agree with this consensus because current bridges like Harmony, Horizon, Secret Bridge, maybe Nomad, uh, they were unsecure. These bridges are unsecure. If you build a bridge properly, it's secure, like Nomic or maybe Axelar.
and not sure if you do want to share it, but you told me that you have concept of your bridge project.
Yeah,
Is it? Do you want to share it?
of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think in chat there is people who are actually deep in tech and will understand me. It's very hard to
You
tell it
can.
like on. Yeah.
Can you try to
But I will
describe it
try.
as it's fine. We have actually 10 people here, like, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
Like yeah. We had like 17 or 18 at some point. Yeah, so
oh, we're popular.
it's solid. Yeah. By the way, people, like, if you didn't like this video, like this video. It always helps, if the
It
with the reach.
helps Martin and Nick to
Yeah,
survive in
yeah.
this hard world.
Yeah, we are poor geniuses. Actually, like you, I'm not. I'm the clown who try to just, I don't know, have fun and become rich, because sometimes when I drive on the highway, I see the Bugatti. Sorry, not Bugatti, Bentley. Bentley. I don't know
Oh,
why I thought. And I thought, I wish I could buy myself Bentley Continental one day. So I only want to be rich so I can drive Bentley Continental. That's my one goal. So I'm not genius, but
I think
yeah, like,
everyone is genius in their own area. You can be genius in communications. You can communicate with people very great, uh,
yeah,
depending on how much did you spend on this, how much effort did you spend on this.
yeah,
I am maybe genius, maybe no. Compared to Satoshi, I'm soy boy. Compared to most of crypto influencers in tech, I'm soy boy. So
yeah.
I don't really think so that I'm genius.
I think you have time to outgrow Satoshi, right? Like you have a lot of books to read
It's
ahead, a lot of
impossible. Impossible.
um I would say to you, if you dream, just dream big. Don't say impossible. Like, you just dream big. I can be better than Satoshi is the key to life, like, because I don't know, I feel like this. I'm not into some motivational stuff, but I just think, like, it's okay to dream big, and it's okay to believe in yourself. Just
Yeah,
be
I can only
sensible.
dream about it and believe in it.
Then it's possible. As long as you can dream it, you can make it. So with the bridges, if you can, like, because uh, you had the concept and you shared it with me, and I didn't understand really anything.
Okay,
um
I will
so
try to describe it then.
mhm. But let me
So,
just introduce, like, so you want to build the, is it blockchain, separate blockchain?
no, it's a
No.
set of smart contracts and validators, but validators don't validate blockchain, they relay transactions.
Okay, so you want to build a smart contract on the chain that allows to build smart contracts. You like JavaScript, so I believe you could attempt to build it on Agoric, that will allow to bridge multiple blockchains to the Cosmos ecosystem. That's correct?
It's not very correct because
Then go on.
I think I will not use Agoric. It will be layer 2 solution. I think on Cosmos there is no layer 2s, but I will still do layer 2. The only one really requirement that bridge needs is multi-sig support. Yes. So there is like firstly communication layer where validators communicate where they stake their tokens to be able to relay such transactions. And that's where if you send transaction to uh, interchain, cross chain,
Hmm.
to be clear, um, you can post posted here in this communication layer
Mm-hmm.
to notify validators to relate. And then happens the most interesting thing. Validators have multisig in uh, network where from where you're bridging some tokens for in Bitcoin. So they have multisig in Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
and when you send some tokens to this multisig in Bitcoin, you um, you call validators, and then these validators decide is your transaction valid or no. So it's like Oracle that transfers and delays tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, it's very hard to understand. I would just send link to paper because I can't just tell it like into words.
Can can we
It's
put the
complex
paper in the
technology.
description of this video, and I could also
Yeah.
share it public, but help me to understand it like as simple. So this will be smart contract platform. Did you decide that which network would be best suitable for your layer 2?
Wait one minute. Mm,
It's okay.
uh, I need really 1 minute.
Okay. So Nikita has some personal thing now to do. Yeah, I will do his Twitter. Like Nikita is really cool guy. Let me share his
Hi,
Twitter.
hi.
Are you already back?
Yes,
That was very fast. That wasn't 1 minute.
yeah. I just needed uh, to say one thing.
Yeah, I'm sharing your Twitter for
Yes,
the people.
and paper link to paper because people
Mhm.
will. I hope they will read it.
I will share the. Can you send me private message here and I share it in the chat, but I also add it to the description of this video. So
Mm-hmm.
but can you tell me like uh, so people said you had to fart. That's why you had.
Oh,
Go on.
mm,
um so which network would you use to build your layer 2?
I think I would use cheap and scalable network that can be even outside of Cosmos because it's just communication layer. For example, I would use RVIF, very cheap, very scalable, and you can upload huge amounts of data on it.
But Arweave is it's not
It's outside
is
of Cosmos.
yeah, but I didn't know Arweave is smart contract platform. I thought it's just the storage, like the it's just the like application chain for storage.
Um, you probably don't know about such thing as lazy smart contracts.
Yeah, I
It's
I don't
such
know anything.
Yes, it's such smart contracts that don't require chain to support it. So
Mm-hmm.
they just store code on chain and interactions on this chain.
Mm-hmm.
And when executor wants um, to read state of this contract, he
Mm-hmm.
just downloads code and passes interactions one by one to this code.
Mm-hmm.
That's why state is formed. In
So
most cases, it's enough for smart contracts.
right. So that would be on Arweave, and
I can
why
send link to implementation of such smart contracts.
um if you can, we will be sharing. Some people say this thing doesn't work, but okay, it works, so it's all
Uh,
good. And there's no, it works. It's all,
I
it's all
think it
good.
works.
Um, so you said Arweave is simple.
Yes,
Uh, if you can tell to person, is it simple because of the programming language, or what? The
it's simple because it has not much complexity. So it even not has uh, epileptic course signatures. It still uses RSA. Even Bitcoin has more progressive algorithms of signatures. Also,
right.
it has no smart contracts, no something extraordinary, and its all can be built by side chains and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So models and yeah,
Mm-hmm. And what language is this written in? R.
Arviv.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Elixir.
That does it matter or not for
It
you?
not matters. It's just a node implementation. So
Mm-hmm.
any person can write their own node on any language they
Mm-hmm.
want, and mine are.
So you would say that Arweave for you or overall is easier to deploy the smart contract than any of the Cosmos chain, like maybe Agoric in the future, or anything.
Mm, I think it's simple not because of simplicity of deploying contracts, but because it's easy to understand if you spend enough time for it,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and no hidden features that
Mm-hmm.
you should know before developing. You
Yeah.
just know it's simple chain where you can store interactions, code, and you have
Mm-hmm.
and go, and you're ready for the
Mm-hmm.
developing. Also, it's very cheap and scalable. So
Yeah. How cheap is that? And is it cheaper than Cosmos chain?
if you uh, bundle transactions into one big transaction
Mm-hmm.
through bundler,
Bundle.
I will, yes, bundler. It's like network. I will send
Uh-huh.
name.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Um. That's interesting. Actually, like I barely understand anything, but that's actually very interesting. I'd love to learn more about Arweave. Arweave is proof of work, right? Does it matter for
Yes.
you too that it's proof of work?
No, it doesn't matter. It can be proof of stake, but it's just implemented like this. It
Mm-hmm.
really doesn't matter when talking about just simple interaction storage and data storage.
Mm-hmm. And what is like? So sorry, I just want to learn out of my like for my own curiosity. I see the max supply of the Arweave. It's 66 million. So what is the tokenomics? Is there like some small inflation for the mining, or and we are going to hit max supply similar as in the case of Bitcoin, or how is it going to work?
I'm not heavy in tokenomics of RVIF, but I think there is incentive for block, and yes, it will end one time, and
Hmm.
people will live exclusively uh, on transactions. Miners will live because of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I think it's not a problem even right now because people upload more than incentives give. So
Hmm.
mm, there is
And
deflation.
oh, I want you I want to understand because you said your bridge would rely on the validators, but it's not of the chain validators who secure the network, but
Yeah.
is it specific set of validators for this layer 2?
Yes.
So you would have to have like let's say set of 20 validators who do RPC, right? Like the
Mm. So you have set of validators, 20 validators. They get a message that someone
Mm-hmm.
sent bitcoins to their multi-sig on Bitcoin, uh, and they send a vote through other
Mm-hmm.
multi-sig.
Mm-hmm.
Vote about how much people sent, person sent. Um, did he really send it? How much confirmations and other stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And to what address did he send these coins? To what
Mm-hmm.
address on Arviv or on
Mm-hmm.
other network where to breach? Uh, and then validators vote for it.
Mm-hmm.
And if vote passes, tokens get minted, like wrapped BTC, but from this breach.
Doesn't it make the process very slow that you require a vote for this?
It's async vote, asynchronous
Mm-hmm.
vote.
Okay.
So validators can just look into this proposal. So
Mm-hmm.
anybody can submit proposal about bridging tokens. It's internal proposal.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah. They look at it, they verify it, and then they vote.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 validators have seen it in 1 second, and 20 validators did submit their vote, not looking at votes of other validators. So it's asynchronous, and that's why it can be faster than synchronous vote when validator need to look at other validators' vote
Yeah.
before submitting own.
Okay, but does it have to be manual vote or not? The validators has to vote
Software
manually,
vote,
so it can.
software
Okay.
votes. Software
Okay.
verifies and votes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Yeah.
relaying.
That's. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um. Hmm. Sorry. How does validators would be financially incentivized?
Firstly, to submit this internal proposal about bridging tokens, you should spend some network token
Mm-hmm.
to add it to list to let them verify. But it's more for protection against spam, not let validators overload
Mm-hmm.
for verifying so many things. Also, there will be fixed APR, not inflation, but APR.
Mm-hmm.
So there is APR like setting in this layer 2,
Mm-hmm.
and all validators get 10% of their stake. Yeah, not inflation because I think
And
it's
where from the APR would come?
inflation
But the inflation of which chain?
of layer 2 token.
So you still. Oh, okay. So you still gonna have your token.
Yeah.
And what value the token? What would prevent people selling out this token?
It will be profit sharing token. So third way that I didn't manage to tell about is commissions. So you breach one Bitcoin, and holders of this token get 0.001 Bitcoin, for
Mm-hmm.
example, some
Yeah. Okay,
percents
I
of,
get that.
yeah,
And the share
and
depends on. Mm-hmm.
depends on how much tokens they have. So it incentivizes not as much like staking as holding this token.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I understand. Uh, so I would be incentivized to have it because I can make money, right? Not
Yeah,
is it so but not on the validators, but people who hold the token receive the profits, right?
yeah. Validators get profits too, but as any other people, and validators benefit from buying pressure that people make when buying such token to get profited by
Mm-hmm.
commissions. So people get not very stable uh, commissions. because someone can
Mhm.
breach $1 million in Bitcoin, someone can
Yeah.
breach $1 in Bitcoin, and it's more like gamble for them. But
Mhm.
validators, they should be sure that they validate for fixed percent. So
Mhm.
that's why there is fixed APR of 10% per year.
Mhm. And what do you need, financial wise or any other wise, to develop this project?
I think I need a lot of money for security audits because still such project can be exploited somewhere, and I think I need
Mhm.
money to audit it, to buy
How
audits
much?
from independent audit companies and secure it.
How much would it be? How much you need?
Depends on company, on security company where audits will be made.
Mhm.
Also, of
Mhm.
course, development time and other things like that.
So if there is someone rich listening, they can reach out to you and sponsor, right? And
Yeah,
they,
if
they
someone rich listens to me, then please reach out to me. I will be happy.
yeah. I people say Certic. I think actually Certic is shit. There was so many exploits after Certic audits. I
I think
Have you heard
Certic
of it?
is not shit, but
Okay.
you can't really just on one auditor. You should have many audits, not only Certic
Yeah.
and its your way to go. You should have
Right.
audit from Certic, security, DAO, other teams, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, what's your favorite blockchains?
Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. That's on the one.
I think it's the blockchain that I love the most. Also Arviv.
Mm-hmm.
From Cosmos blockchains, it's very hard to list one from Cosmos ecosystem because you know, maybe
Yeah, you can just,
Atom.
yeah, like the easiest one. Handshake. You don't like Handshake?
I of course like Handshake, but as more as project than as a blockchain. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you
uh,
think Handshake will get adopted like a little bit? Like
I think yes, because already many people um, are taking it into their infrastructure.
yeah.
Namecheap recently integrated Handshake into their registry.
I just want
Also,
to. Mm-hmm.
Opera promises to do native handshake support, but I don't believe in it much.
Yeah, they keep promising, but like nothing really happens.
Yeah.
It would be due to the big um browser to actually integrate it. But if it would ever happen, I would become very rich man.
Hmm.
Because I also good names that I could sell for millions if that would
Hmm.
happen. I believe.
We will get
Um,
rich both then. I have brilliant ones.
yeah, and we will drive the Bentleys.
Hmm.
Not sure if you want that. People ask what's Don favorite. I don't
Hmm.
know. Uh, but like interesting because as the tornado cash exploit happened and all of the stuff, actually like it would be very difficult to build decentralized system without the decentralized naming, right? So without the like handshake protocol is required for decentralized systems, isn't it?
Yes,
Or not really?
it's kind of required for really decentralized systems, and uh, it's required to store something
Mm-hmm.
uh, somewhere in the centralized way. That's why we have SIA or VIF. By the way, SIA
Mm-hmm.
did Skynet Labs did shut down recently. It's very sad because they were one of etalons of decentralization. And Now they're gone.
Sia is gone.
No, not Sia, but Skynet Labs developer team.
So they don't develop on Sia anymore.
They develop on Sia, but they are not team anymore.
Oh, right. Yeah. I want, like, the issue with Sia, like, when you look at this, they don't get adapted. Like, they storage is not really used.
Yeah,
It's the,
that's
is Arweave
one of the
storage
issues.
used?
Uh, I think yes, in mostly because of Solana, of course, but it's used
Uh-huh.
in other spheres too.
Yeah.
Because you know, Solana they did their archiving their blockchain on Arweave.
I
They
didn't know. Yeah.
store NFTs on Arweave. They do
Oh, that's cool.
much on Arweave. Yeah,
How much space does it take? How much
for Solana or for Vol Arweave.
how much space Solana uses on Arweave?
Oh, you better ask other people about it because
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah.
having Solana Arweave relationships.
Um like, maybe question, what do you think of the merge and where the miners will go? Any thoughts?
The merge? What do you mean, the merge?
The Ethereum merge into proof of
Ah,
stake?
Ethereum merge. I think firstly miners will go to Ethereum Classic, but the problem with it is that nobody uses it really.
Yeah.
No projects on it, no anything. Uh, so miners will distribute around other networks.
Mm-hmm. Do,
Also, also,
mm-hmm.
I think there will be problem with giant Ethereum miners that will live without their food, and that's why they will start trying to attack other networks because you know they uh, they can have 51% of
Mm-hmm.
smaller network powers,
Mm-hmm.
and they can exploit it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Do you think Ethereum will become cheap and more efficient after the merge, or you don't think it's gonna have such a big effect?
Mm, I don't think so, because
Mm-hmm.
uh, but maybe it's true because for now Ethereum is needed mostly for transaction fees, and that's why it's required, and that's why people actually buy it and hold it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
After if transaction fee will become cheap, then you know people will just not require so huge amounts of Ethereum, and they
Mm-hmm.
will not buy it. They will just buy
Hmm.
one Ethereum for whole life and keep.
Interesting take. Yeah, interesting take. Um, Look, I got a run now.
Mhm.
It was pleasure to chat with you. I
With
I
you
did
too.
learn some. So maybe we can chat again in the future. Was there anything you wanted to say,
Yeah.
but I didn't let you say?
Oh, I don't think so. You did let me say everything I didn't want to say. So yeah.
That, then that's cool. Okay, let's stay in chat. I hope the people see that you are not really the bad guy at all. And
Mm,
because we people like to jump, um, but it doesn't match the truth. So, like, thank you for this chat. Enjoy the rest of your
thank you
day,
too.
and don't work too hard. Take care.
Okay.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye.
Subscribe to Don Kryptonium. Don
Of course, of
Kryptonium.
course. Nearly 3,000 subscribers very soon. I'm the
Yeah.
slowest growing channel of, like, I make so many videos, but very very different. People say
Cosmos
you look like
ecosystem needs popularization of Don Kryptonium. Without Don Kryptonium, you know,
Cosmos
I
is
have
lost.
very bad promises for Cosmos growth. So
That's the only
subscribe
one
to
hope.
him.
That's only one hope for Cosmos. People call you Mini Vitalik. I do agree. You look like mini Vitalik. And look, there are fans. So
Oh,
yeah, thank you, thank you. Enjoy
bye.
your day. Bye bye.
Yeah.